Okay, Johnny will show us now some of the controls we covered in the presentation, but in live mode.
Exactly. I hope you're interested. So we're going to start, I've already started the Visual Studio 2012, and I'm going to create a new project now. So we have different templates inside the Visual Studio. We can write using Visual Basics, as I mentioned before. You're using C#, C++, F#, SQL, and we even have templates inside each category. Okay, so I'm gonna use C# since I know most of you are familiar with C#.
Yes, just keep in mind, guys, we're currently using Visual Studio 2012.
12, exactly. So I'm going to start by creating a blank app, and let's call this app controls. Exactly. So the app is launched now. As you can see, we have the app.xaml class along with the app.xaml.c# class along with it. The app.xaml is created when the first application is run, and it automatically navigates you to another class which is called the main page.xaml class. You can design your application using the XAML class. I'm going to make this visible for you, even make it smaller. So this is what the application will look like when it loads, empty.
So by default, your application will inherit the behavior of any Windows 8 application.
Application, exact. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some toolboxes over here. So I'm going to go with all XAML controls. I'm going to open it. So we have here the app bar, border, button, canvas, and other controls that I can use. So I'm going to go by creating, you can even search here if you want to go faster. I'm going to go for a text block. Let's add it here. Let's make a simple calculator. Let's zoom in to make it more visible. So here we have the properties tab. So I'm going to put here number 1. I'm going to create a text box where you can enter your number over here. Let's make this empty.
Actually, guys, for those of you who like design, you can benefit from the Blend, which is also an IDE, but it has more powerful design
Exactly.
tools.
You can also use animations and special complex design inside your application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two text boxes, and I'm going to group them inside a stack panel. Okay. So what exactly a stack panel does, it automatically groups the items inside it either horizontally or vertically. So I'm going to choose the orientation to be here, horizontal, so they can look next to each other. And then I'm going to give this text box a name. I'm going to call it number 1, so I can access it inside my C# code. And then I'm going to create another stack panel, so I'm going to copy that actually and paste it. And then I'm going to change the data inside it. So it's actually very easy, so you can create your design. I'm going to put this number 2, and then I'm going to go here over to number 2. Exactly. So I'm also going to add a button. Let's reset that. I call it add.
You will implement the event for the...
Exactly. Okay. So over here we have the handlers. Here we have the properties of a button. You can change the background, the content, the border brush. Let's make that another color so you can see it.
So Johnny, you're the only developer who doesn't start with the Hello World application.
Exactly. So I'm going to show you something, how fast an application can be implemented inside the Windows 8 platform. So we also need a text box, so you can display the result. Oops. Okay, let's call this one result. So now we have number 1, number 2, and result, so we can access it inside the code. Let's make this text box empty. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to override the on-click button of the button control. So I can either go over the handlers and just look for item click, or I can double click over here and it automatically takes me for the button click event. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go with integer, or say double, okay, number 1, sorry, equal to convert double. Okay, so I'm going to convert the content of the number 1 text, and I'm going to put it as a double inside num1. So I'm going to put number 1 dot text. Okay, so now I have the content of the number 1 text box inside a double value called num1 inside my code, and I have to do the same for number 2. Sorry, I'm not used to this keyboard yet. So double. Okay, so number 2 as well. The text. So now I have the 2 numbers. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add them, or you can do whatever you want with them. And I'm going to put the result inside the result text box.
Amazing.
I'm going to create another variable called double sum, and I'm going to add number 1 and number 2. Sorry. And I'm going to put that result inside the result text box as a string. So I'm going to go like the result.text equal. So I'm going to parse it as a string plus sum. Save everything. Let's build the solution. Hooray, no errors. And let's run it. So here's our application. Let's put over here 19.8, 7.1. I'll make this easier so you can follow the calculation and make sure I'm right. So it says here, is this the right answer, guys?
I'm not sure. Let's use the
not
calculator.
Okay. So this is it for controls. You can also add multiple controls inside your application. You can access them just the same way that I did. You can give them a name and just simply use them inside your C# code.
Perfect.
So let's go back to our presentation.
Yes, we'll continue now with presenting data. Actually, in Windows 8, we have a complete model for presenting data. We can consider it as a 3-tier navigation model. We have the hub, we have the sections, and item details. Okay. So, as you can see now, we have different controls for presenting data. Mainly, we use the list view, the grid view, and the flip view. The list view displays data in a vertical order. The grid view, it has this horizontal navigation, and also the flip view. Like we have one data displayed in smaller proportion than the other. Okay. This is deep in the grid view. We have different items grouped alphabetically, A, B, and C. So we consider this as the hub, where you don't see a detailed display for a certain item. You just like a top view for all items. Okay, this is another top view, grid view. We will be showing you actually how to develop this application in specific, our movies application. Okay, it shows you how to group your items the same we did in the actual tiles located on our dashboard or start screen. Also, this is our application. I was telling them, Jhonny.
Oh, I missed.
Yeah. Now we'll focus on the item, since a grid view will be consisting of group of items. That's our item.
Here we have the item template for each item. This
Ex-
consisted of different controls that you can modify inside your code.
Exactly, the usual behavior of an item template you used before, like showing text, aligning an image with text, and different templates. Okay, now to start with the grid view, you simply create a grouped items page. You can create your business object, and you bind your object to this grid view. In XAML, you can do this using JavaScript or HTML, and you can start designing your item template so it reflects the same hierarchy of presenting data. Okay, we will be starting now actual development. You have seen it in a glance. It's the movies application.
Exactly.
Jhonny will start coding this baby. Okay, and hopefully it finishes by displaying data in a grouped
View.
view.
Exactly. So let's start by reopening Visual Studio. So we're going to go over and create a new project. Let's call this one New Releases. So I've created a blank application with a blank page like I did before. So I'm going to delete this blank page, and I'm going to use the available template that is embedded within Visual Studio. So I'm going to go over and create a new item, and I'm going to use the items page, where it displays a page with a grid view showing different items inside the same page. So I'm going to rename this one to main page, so I don't fix anything inside the code and make it hard for me and you to understand. So now our main page is being loaded. I'm just going to clean that.
You will start it from scratch.
Exactly. So I'm going to go and create our movie class. Let's go over and create a class. Let's call this class movie. Make this class public so we can access it inside other classes. Let's give this movie string ID. We are assigning to it some setter and getter method, which are automatically generated inside Visual Studio. Let's give it also a title, also with a set and get. Let's give it the release date, a duration, what else? I have ratings.
This is promising.
Yes, I'm challenging myself actually. And what else do we need? We need actually a plot or a description for the movie and what is it talking about. So I'm going to save that, and then I'm going to go and create a static method so I can call it using the movie class. So I'm going to call this one list and make it to return a list of all movies that I'm going to read online. Sorry for that. Can you see now? Exactly. Okay. So let's call this one get movies. So I'm going to go and start by creating an HTTP client that is responsible for reading the website that I am about to parse. And let's just include that using system.net, HTTP, exactly. Let's create a variable and call it response. And we have to wait to get the async website and read it. So I'm going to read from this website right now, devlab.com/lab movies.
Guys, are you familiar with this var syntax?
Does anybody know what var?
If you notice, we didn't declare a strong type. This is actually
No
was
one?
introduced in the .NET framework 3.5.
Okay. Well,
Yes.
actually, var is a dynamic data type. It is automatically giving you the data type on runtime. So whether the result that is returning is a string, it automatically transforms the data type of response to a string or a double or so and so on.
This happened when Microsoft was jealous of PHP.
Well, now they
JavaScript.
are using it in different platforms. So, okay. So I'm using await here so I can stop the execution of the program and make sure that I am getting the data from the website and then continue with the flow of my program. Okay, so I'm going to go with response now that ensure the success of my result. So in case I get the website or I get an error inside the website or I don't have any connection, so I won't continue with the program below. And then I'm going to go and create a string result, and I'm going to get the content of the website as a string first. So I'm going to go and write response await response content dot read as string async. So I'm reading the results of the web page as a string, and then I'm parsing it and to use it as an XML file. So I'm going to go with X element. Let's call it XML. Going to go X element. So that parse this result. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to include this namespace inside my class. And then I'm going to create another variable node, which is actually a list that takes each item inside this XML file that I have already parsed it and read it as an XML. And then I'm going to get the descendants of this showing underscore now. So let me see if I can show you the XML file that we have created. Exactly. So this is the XML file that I am reading from. Here we have showing now tag. Inside each tag we have a movie. So each showing now tag is an information about a single movie. We have information about the link for it, the image, the title, genre, rating, and so on. So I'm going to read showing now, and then I'm going to read from each showing now movie. I'm going to read the contents of it. So I'm going to go and loop over each item, var node, inside nodes, and then I'm going to add inside main page dot my movies dot add new movie. Be modest. Node. So I'm going to get the element inside because, as we can see here, the title and all other attributes are elements inside each movie. So I'm going to go on and access each element, and then I'm going to put this value inside the title and each attribute inside my object. So I'm going to go over and write for title over here, and I'm going to put the value. Then I'm going to go with the release date. I'm going to put node element release underscore date. Same thing for the others. So I'm going to go with plot. Duration. Got to add over here the genre. Okay. Let me make that capital actually. And we're actually done with our class. movie class. So now it is going over this website and parsing the result as XML and adding the results inside my main page, which is, I'm going to create that now, which is a list of called my movies that I'm going to put my data inside it. So I'm going to go to my C#, main page C#. I'm going to create public static list, movie. I'm going to call this one my movies. Let's create an empty list. I'm going to go over and create a public void load method. I'm going to await my other method that is responsible for getting the data from the website. So I'm going to go and create movie dot. Let's make that async so I can use the await operator to get movies. And then I'm going to put inside my item grid view the data that I have loaded, which is now in my movies. Exactly. Now, exactly. So now I'm going to go over and let me load this one. Clean it. Let's rebuild it. Not sure. I don't mind. Okay. Now it is loaded. Exactly. So here's my main look of my application now. We have a button over here and we have a title. You can change the title. Let's write this one. Sorry. Let's write here new releases. Okay, and now I am selecting my item grid view and I am changing the look of each item inside it. So I'm going to go edit additional templates, edit item template, edit current, the current one that I am using over now. So this is how my object will look like, each movie how it will look like inside my application. So I'm going to have an image over here, just bind it to the attribute image that I have already created. We have a stack panel showing the title over here, and let's see over here the release date. We can also have other data that we can include inside each template. Let's include them. Let's copy this, paste it over here, and let's put the genre, duration, you can also change the style of each. So let's make this one italics. This property, save it. Check it again. Okay. Exactly, the image is automatically loaded. So let me change this one. Sorry, 300. This one is not showing over here.
This property can really make life very easy.
So now we're ready to show our data. So let's try to load.
Watching, you will be hired soon.
Yes, so I didn't work on the design yet, so this is what will the application look like. So let me see what's wrong with the image. Not getting any image inside my application.
You have effects block for it?
Okay. Binding image.
Finding image.
Source binding image. I didn't create actually an image. So let's create an attribute image. So that is the power of binding inside the Windows 8 platform. You have to create different objects and it automatically gives you the result. So let's do this one as image. Let me check. Yes, image. So let's try to load it again. Exactly.
Nice.
So here are our images. Forget the design. I don't normally do this design. So this is the new releases of our movies.
So that's it?
Exactly.
You did that in
That
like
simple.
10 minutes?
You wanna take a picture?
Okay. You click. You will implement it.
So yeah. Do I get to do a details view about the application?
Details view, one page. Okay, let's do it. Then we have the Sam and Shakir. They will demonstrate the Windows Phone and some. They will port this application to Windows Phone.
Okay.
Really?
So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna get item click inside the properties. I'm gonna enable item click on the page, and then I'm gonna go and override the handler item click. On the item click, I'm gonna go and navigate to another page. So I'm gonna write that current window.current.content, and I'm gonna navigate to another page. Just create this page now. Call it blank page.
So Jhonny will end up replacing SemiClick with this.
I hope I don't get them out of business. So let me go back over here. And then I'm going to go and call a detailed page, and I'm going to give it the movie that I have selected. So I'm going to go and write e.clicked item, and I'm going to parse it as movie.
Just one second, let's recap please slowly. So you have added a new detailed page.
Exactly.
Okay.
An empty detail page, which I'm going to design now. And then on each item click, I'm going to go and navigate to another page. So I'm going to go and go to the other page and give it the movie that I have selected.
Okay.
Okay. I have clicked
And display it in a customized design that you
yes,
will
in a more
implement
detailed
now.
view. Okay. Then I'm going to go to my detail page, .xaml, and then I'm going to create the constructor that I have used earlier. I'm going to go detailed page, give it a movie m, and then I'm going to
Beat that Windows Phone, guys. Beat that.
initialize component.
Okay. Wait and see.
And then I'm going to add some controls that I am about to use inside my application. I'm going to go and add some image. Make this image larger. Give it a text block. One text block over here. Another text block over there. Let's call this one title. Let's make it empty. See this one plug. Let's also make it empty. And you can also make the size bigger, change the color, so on. I'm going to go over and change the title size, 16. Save it. And then I'm going to go back. So I'm going to only show these three attributes. I'm going to go and then I'm going to access them. So I'm going to clean my solution first so I can make sure that I have access to all my XAML data. And then I'm going to go like image. What did I call it? I didn't give it actually a name. I'm going to go image, save it. And then I'm going to go back. I'm going to do image dot source. equal to new bitmap new URI, and then I'm going to give the m.image attribute to this image. Okay, I'm also going to do what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the title and then I'm going to put the plot.
Yeah.
Let's put this one like this. Title the text
Okay.
is equal and title. And the same thing I'm going to do is plot the text and the plot.
Perfect.
So this is how my application will look like. You can also add some back buttons so you can navigate back to your main application. And it is very easy. You can just copy paste the XAML code. I'm going to do that actually right now.
So Jhonny, now your application also inherits the snapping and all
Exactly.
the behavior.
So let me show you how it's done.
So as a developer, I won't worry about making my application responsive,
Exactly.
fast. And
You have different templates for showing in grid view or even when snapping. You have list view, but I didn't show the templates actually. I didn't work on the
Okay.
list view right now. But you can change your template so you can display your items as you wish.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, guys, that's it from our part. The plan was to show you extra features, how to implement contracts, but we will keep some suspense for the guys of Windows Phone,
Exactly.
Basma and Chikri. Come guys, beat us and do it.
I hope
You
you're
have
up
the
for the
stage.
challenge. Thank you.